Well, hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are throughout the world. I hope you're doing really well. It's a lovely, lovely day, and I've got Robert to press my button in the background to make my display look better. Hang on a minute, let's do that now. That's it. That looks a bit better. So, as I said yesterday, that we are getting super excited with sharing the progress of the site, and I said I'd show the search console stuff. Those that want to get in on the inner circle, you can go to dfymagicthemes.com/live number 4U, and you can get in that way. I'll chuck it in the chat. Hopefully it'll go out to everyone, and if not, I'll add it to the video afterwards. So that's
Stephen, good morning. The reality is anything that you're doing online is a lonely business. And when you
yeah,
get stuck and you hit those little bumps in the road, it deflates your whole drive of getting things done. And you just don't know where to go and get it done. And if you're not part of a community, whether you ever join DFY Magic Themes or not, find someone that you relate to. Find someone that will help you get through those little bumps in the road. Because it's, like I said, it's a lonely, lonely world out there when you're trying to do everything by yourself. And sometimes just having somebody to bounce ideas off of, someone that you connect, you relate with, it makes this so much better. Because, I'm saying this from personal experience. I did this stuff by myself for so many years, trying to not share what I learned. In reality, now I share what I learned because I get joy from it. But I partnered with Stephen, and we have done things that I'm going to say probably I would have never been able to do. Only because we partnered, we put our heads together, we were accountable, and we got things done. So find someone that you relate to. The Done For You Magic Themes Inner Circle it's the best value out there. You know, go out there and start looking for personal mentors, and you're going to find out it's thousands and thousands of dollars to
yeah.
try to get into some of those programs. Are they good? Some of them are great. Some of them are a ripoff. But the reality is, find someone that you relate to, especially in the passion that you have.
I always say, Robert, an accountability partner is really important.
Right.
And the things is, even if you're not necessarily sharing your own business ideas together, having that accountability partner means that when you speak to the other person, you can say, "This week I've done this. I've built these websites. I've done this. I've done that. Boom, 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 sorted." And the thing is if you don't have that accountability partner and you work on your own, it can become very lonely. And then when things aren't going in the right direction for you with working from home, and you're not building up a business, you're not making money, then you get downhearted. Then you go, oh, I'm going to give up. Then you go and spend another $1,000 on the next idea that comes up in the internet marketing world. You follow their training, you get nowhere fast, and then you give up again. Then you spend another $1,000. The next minute you've got a credit card with $10,000 on it, which you can't pay off, and you've got to then go and take a job somewhere to keep yourself going. You don't want to be doing that. Stick with what you're doing. The defiers in our group are sticking with what they're doing. And yes, it takes a while to build a business up, to get a website done. In the case of DFY Themes, we can load a site within 10 minutes that's ready, that's a mass page website. You need Magic Page plugin to work with it, and you set that up and boom, you're done. And then all the other training that we are giving you, we get told by our members that the training we are doing is worth one theme alone, the price of one theme. And in the
Well,
next day or so, we are revamping the front page of our site, and each theme will be 997 on the front end. Uh, and we're going to do the hosting for $37.20, and the inner circle is $47.20 per month. So those are the things that are coming up for DFY Magic Themes, and we'll be doing a new webinar soon, guys, that will show you that us doing a install within 10 minutes. It is super crazy how quickly we've got this down to, and how amazing the themes are looking at. Robert's team of people with the content are doing an amazing job.
They're completely dedicated. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be 100% transparent with you, Stephen.
Mm.
When I was struggling trying to figure out MPP on my own, right before we got together, I struggled for a solid year. I did.
Mm.
I just beat my head up against the wall trying to figure that out and understand it. I just couldn't get the concepts. So during that whole course of that time, because I actually started looking to see if I could have, just purchase one pre-built. And the numbers that I was seeing was anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, and they were not. And I promise you, they were like the basic builds, very little content, but they were Magic Page plugin websites. And I considered it, but then I thought, there's just not a lot of content on them. How are they going to rank? How are they going to do this? How are they going to do that? So I hesitated, but go out there and you search. Go out and find out who would build you in a Magic Page, or not a Magic Page, a full mass page website for less than $1,500. You go out and search for that.
Yeah.
You won't find it. So where we're going is the availability to build mass page websites inexpensively, quickly, and they come packed with content and images.
I'm just messaging the Inner Circle people to say we are live in the Inner Circle.
I mean, that community of people, just fantastic people. And we've seen so much growth in so many different people in so many different ways. It's just so powerful. And that's why I made that plea to anybody. If you're watching this, like I said, whether it's done for you Magic Themes, whatever your passion is, hook up, plug in, get with other people that are doing what you're doing, and you'll really be amazed how much faster you proceed forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're now going to be talking anyway about the website that I'm not in the free groups. I'm not sharing the URL. You have to be part of the Inner Circle group to find out what the site URL is and what we're doing. And the first step that we're doing is going to be getting into the Google Search Console. So
Hey,
I'll
Steve,
yeah.
would you mind just recap real quickly what you did so far?
So far on Monday, I bought 2 domain names, one .co.uk and one .com, both with the same URL at the start, right?
Okay.
And with the .co.uk one, I added it to the Google Search Console. I did some other bits and pieces inside it, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then with the .com, I left it alone. But on both of them, they both got the same website on them. Okay.
They're very skimpy websites, so to speak.
It's 3 pages. There's not a lot to it, so they're not going to rank very well on page one of the site. But my goal was to prove that I could get it into Google, just the URLs initially. Then I'm going to work on the content to push that up, and do some other bits and pieces, citations and stuff to get that website up to the top of Google as quickly as possible. That's the plan with this, right?
So anybody struggling with having to try to understand, first of all, what indexing is and what that even looks like for Google, and then what are the steps you can take to help yourself and not just rely on Google to index your site. Because if you put up a thin site, it could take weeks, months, or never get indexed, depending on what Google sees when they crawl your site, whether they like things about it or not. And we're just showing you another aspect of that, how to get the site indexed, how to start getting it in the right place for Google. And we're not even building, this is just to help people figure out how to get their sites indexed.
Absolutely. So the steps, I'll talk you through the steps, and then we're actually going to show the Inner Circle people the actual steps on a video, and actually showing the URL that we're doing. So your steps are, you got your URL, you go to Google and you do a search for the Google console. You sign up, you go in, and it'll say add a website. So you enter in your website address. Now, when the first box comes up, there are two options. There's one using the domain, and you have to log into the registry and add a code there. The other one is by doing the option as a URL. Do that one, right? And you put your website address in there and click Add Site. It'll then ask to download a Google file, HTML file. You download that, you load it up in through File Manager into the public HTML root folder of your domain name. Once you've done that, you click Verify in the Google Search Console, and then it goes, now you've added this as a property to Google. Great. The second thing you then need to do is find your sitemap. It's normally yourdomain.com/sitemap.xml or XMLS. Once you've got the sitemap URL, you take that and you add that into the Google Search Console as well. And we're going to be showing that to the Inner Circle members in a moment.
So you see, that sounds like there's quite a few steps there, and it sounds confusing to people that never heard it before. Yep. And that's the difference. We're not afraid to share what we know. We want you guys to proceed forward and learn and do what you need to do. And that's the difference of the Inner Circle, because now we'll go in there, show it in a video. We can't show the videos live to everybody because it has the URLs of the sites we're working on. Yep. And in the Inner Circle part, we share the URLs. We show the back ends of things that we're doing and how we do it. That's the difference. So in the Inner Circle Mentoring Group, what we're doing is building mass page websites, and we're showing you step by step, click by click, how to do things. And that's what makes it so successful for the people that are in there.
So if you want to be in the Inner Circle and you've seen this video, head to dfymagicthemes.com/live for you, live number for you, and you can sign up monthly, $47.20, and once you're in there, you will then get to see the step-by-step process we're doing, what URL we're using, because a lot of vendors don't show their URLs. We're actually showing a URL that not only am I going to get into the Search Console very quickly, because it was Monday when I put the .co.uk one in, right? It's the next day when it was live, right? And now I'm going to work on content to push it to the top of Google for that area that we're going to hit in the UK and the niche, right? And so, do you think I should share the niche with people because it doesn't give away the domain name, Robert?
I don't think the niche really matters at this moment.
Right.
But the reality is, any niche you pick, this is the stuff you need to do. So yeah. No, I don't think we should share niches. I think if you're part of the DFY Magic Themes program and you're using our websites to build mass page sites literally in minutes, I mean, yeah, it is so fast right now how to build a complete site. It's amazing. And the niches that we have in our portions, nobody really needs to know that, but they need to know the steps on how to build.
Yeah, and Facebook user said this is being recorded. It's going to stay live under the media section of the Inner Circle Mentoring Group on Facebook. If you're a member in there, you'll be able to see this process that's coming up next, and you just go to the media section and the video will be there accordingly. And I'll aim to also get a copy of the process into the actual members area for you as well. But what
awesome.
We're going to do now is I'm going to play a quick video and disconnect all the people in the free groups. If you are a member of the Inner Circle, drop over to that group there. If you can't watch it now, watch it later on. The video will still be in there. We'll be back in one moment, Inner Circle Mentoring Group, guys, so just stay tuned.